Today, Holiday Island is a viable community. The initial attraction is usually the geographic beauty. As one becomes more familiar with the area, it is realized that this is a great place to live. Certainly one of the most attractive features of Holiday Island are the people who live, work, and visit. Perhaps the first inhabitants to enjoy the area were the rock shelter people, who lived in the caves and cliffs along the upper White River. Later, the Arkansas or Quapaw and Osage Indians would visit the area for long periods, but did not have permanent villages. Area land rights were relinquished to the Cherokees in 1825. In 1828, the United States exchanged local lands for land in Oklahoma. These artifacts were found on what is now Holiday Island. During the 1830s, settlers came into Carroll County, some of which had Cherokee ancestors. For whatever reason, there was no armed conflict between the new settlers and the Indians. One of the early settlers on what is now Holiday Island was Huey Bandy. In 1854, Mr. Bandy purchased 180 acres. The approximate location of this tract is part of what is now known as the island, and the flats, which are usually flooded. Mr. Bandy moved his wife and 6 children to the area from Lawrence County, Missouri. It seems life was good for the family until the Civil War. 2 sons, Jackson and James, lost their lives during the conflict. A 3rd son served the Confederacy but survived the conflict. In the 1860s, Felix Grundy Bernett acquired 180 acres adjacent to the Bandy homestead. Mr. Bernett married Mary Ann Bandy. He and his father-in-law worked the farms together. In 1872, Huey Bandy was murdered by marauding outlaws. Legend is that the outlaws were seeking information about a silver mine. The fact that there have been silver mines in the area lends some credence to the legend. Felix Grundy Bernett continued to work the farms. In 1880, he acquired the Bandy acreage. In 1885, Felix Bernett overexerted himself while rescuing people and property from a Eureka Springs hotel fire and died the next day. Operation of the farms fell to Hugo Jefferson Bernett, who was at the time 16. By 1910, through inheritance and purchase, he owned both the Bernett and Bandy farms. With financial assistance from the Federal Land Bank of St. Louis, Hugo Bernett purchased the Straker Farm, which included Silver Mountain as well as livestock. Again, fate intervened in the life of an early resident of what is now Holiday Island. Blackleg struck the cattle and cholera wiped out the hogs. The bank foreclosed. Huey Bandy and James Madison Bandy were interred in the small cemetery located along Lakeside Drive. There are 15 other graves, 12 of which are unmarked. This general area was known as Bandy's Bend. Today, Table Rock Lake covers approximately 1/3 of the original homesteads of Bandy and Bernett. The present Holiday Island began to take shape when in 1938, Richard Shields purchased the Bandy and Bernett homesteads from the Federal Land Bank. He also purchased local properties from several other owners. Mr. Shields had set out to build a fine ranch, and indeed he did, with construction of a beautiful home from native stone, other buildings including the barn, and with 1,300 acres of land, Richard Shields had a fine ranch. Mr. Shields died in Kansas City. Henry S. Bannock Sr. purchased the Shields Ranch, or Bandy's Bend, in 1954. He also wanted a livestock ranch and more. Mr. Bannock made improvements on the property to facilitate a ranch resort as well as a fishing resort. Bandy's Bend became Bannock's Island. During his ownership, Table Rock Dam was built. This portion of the White River became Table Rock Lake. Mr. Bannock died in 1962. His son, Henry Bannock Jr., continued operation of the ranch resort. He added more guest accommodations, a sports shop, and more saddle horses. The Holly Corporation of Azusa, California purchased Bannock Island in 1965 and changed the name to Holiday Island. Included in the purchase was a ranch house, stables, fenced corrals, and several small houses and resort cabins. The Holly Corporation purchased surrounding property from other owners, bringing the property to approximately 5,000 acres. The property was operated as a cattle ranch and summer resort. However, no extensive development was done. In 1970, McCullough Recreational Properties Incorporated announced extensive development plans for the community of Holiday Island. Plans were in place. The island was to have a 40-acre recreation complex including a clubhouse, a marina, 2 golf courses, a 30-unit resort motel, and much more. Road construction was underway. Initially, there was to be 55 miles of road with 12 miles paved. It is interesting to note that at this time, the main entrance to Holiday Island was State Line Drive. 3 access roads were planned for the development. The Holiday Island Suburban Improvement District was formed in 1970. Their purpose was to construct and maintain the community's sewer and water system, roads and streets, fire protection, and recreation facilities. The Architectural and Design Committee was in charge of issuing building permits. This building is the present office and was the first visitor center. Mr. Lauren B. Pratt, president of McCullough Development Company, would be in charge of sales. Mr. Pratt is given credit for McCullough Company's See Before You Buy flight program. McCullough aircraft were used in the sale program. August Damon, vice president of McCullough's Holly Development Company, was named as project manager. Many prospective buyers were brought to Holiday Island to view the available property. As reported in the October 1970 Holiday Island Sun, Mr. and Mrs. Riddler of Eureka Springs were the first to buy property in the new Holiday Island. (1971) was to see the start of construction on the Clubhouse Recreation Complex, including the Equestrian Center and the marina. Road construction was ongoing. James Adams was project manager for McCullough, and Joshua Cosden was one of the home builders. Home construction, utility construction, and fishing were all very active in 1971. Construction of 9 of 18 holes started the golf course. The yacht club construction was underway. The visitor center, which is now Holiday Island Suburban Improvement District's offices, was open. A new Holiday Island entrance sign was going up. The Yacht Club opens October 20th, 1971. And the marina is moved to its present location. By February of 1972, James Quiggle was named project manager. The Island Motel was well along and would open before May. The clubhouse in the recreation complex was almost complete. Some homes will be a little different. This location is on State Line Drive. Road and utility construction continued. Clearing of the fairways was ongoing. By May of 1972, the Rec Center clubhouse opens. There are many new homes. The lakefront was a popular place. Grand Ole Opry entertainment was featured at the Rec Center during the summer of '72 with Nat Stuckey, David Houston, Dottie West, Leroy Van Dyke, Roy Drusky, and Johnny Paycheck. Late in 1972, Dan Sneed becomes Holiday Island's project manager. The lake did freeze during the winter of 72 and 73. The Holiday Island Animal Farm is getting ready to open. And there are more new homes. Yes, Holiday Island did have a post office. It opened January 21st, 1973, and was located in the Yacht Club building. This log cabin, now restored, is located near the 18-hole golf course. April of 73 saw high water. The 1973 Celebrity Press Fishing Derby produced a nice catch. Stuart Whitman, Hugh O'Brien, Jeff Kenny, and Robert Fuller were participants. Holiday Island's first multi-purpose commercial building is now open. 9 of 18 holes on the Holiday Island Championship Golf Course are now open. Holiday Island's Animal Park is in operation. Mr. Magoo lives here. New home construction continues. Styles are diverse. Trail rides originate at the Equestrian Center. This one went to Roaring River. 1974 saw the building of Grace Lutheran Church. The Tack Room Restaurant was a nice place to dine. Oak Point condominiums near completion. Price range is approximately $22,000 to $28,000. How about a 12-pound walleye from Table Rock Lake? The Barn Steakhouse opens May 21st, 1974, featuring charbroiled steaks and live entertainment. One of the entertainers was Hank Thompson. 1974 sees a new Holiday Island fire station. Chill Wells and Pat Buttram were entertainers during 1974. Holiday Island Downs is also active. Sewer line construction continues in 1975 with approximately 13.5 miles already in place. Mr. Magoo still lives here, and he has a friend. Woodsdale Plaza Auto Parts Store with owner Charlie Park. July 4th, 1975 finds Gaskin Switch Bluegrass Band playing at the Barn Steakhouse. Utility work continues on Holiday Island. January of 1976 saw marina expansion began. The expansion was completed by spring. There are now 44 slips. The Island Princess comes to Holiday Island. The boat will run excursions on Table Rock Lake. During the summer of 1976, fuel became available at the Holiday Island Marina. August of 76 saw the opening of the clubhouse at the Holiday Island Golf Course. The total number of buildings permits issued through October 15th for 1976 was 29. Building continues. By the end of 1977, 71 miles of sewer and water lines are expected to be installed. Island Marine is open at the corner of Woodsdale and State Line Road. The Fontman Park Rock is placed near State Line Road and Haddock Creek. In December of 1977, Pratt Properties Incorporated acquired the assets of McCullough Properties. Lauren Pratt, president. McCullough retains an interest. By the summer of 1978, the mainline sewage treatment plant is in operation. May 21st opened the back nine of the 18-hole golf course. 18 building permits were issued in 1978. Although the rate varied, construction continued. The White River Valley Sportsmen's Association's new trap range was opened late in 1978. The range was located off Highway 23. The purchase of a snowplow proved useful during 78-79 winter. McCullough Oil Corporation purchases Pratt Properties' interest in PPI's real estate holdings. The Palmyre Company was retained to manage all of Pratt Property developments. April 1979. 1979 is Eureka Springs' centennial year. Pratt Properties Incorporated donated 2 buildings to the White River Valley Sportsmen's Association. Here one is headed for its new home. The buildings will be used as a clubhouse at their range just off Highway 23. A downtown mural commemorates Eureka Springs' 100th anniversary. December of 1979 saw the opening of Holiday Liquors. Winter golf, anyone? October of 1980, The Last Holiday Island Sun was published. June of 1981, the Holiday Island News began. The spring of 1981 opens the new information center built by MCO Properties. Rain's Grocery opened in May. The Tack Room Restaurant becomes the Hillbilly Steakhouse. MCO Properties Incorporated sponsored a barbecue on May 29, 1981. Jack DeMontier's honored for community service. August 1st, MCO Properties announced plans for a 20-unit townhouse complex. Arkansas coach Lou Holtz buys a Oak Point 2 townhouse. During 1981, the 200th occupancy permit was issued. A White River Valley Sportsmen's Association turkey shoot, fall 1981. The Happy Bridge Club plays at the Rec Center, early 1982. Holiday Island Marina, spring of '82. The Rec Center Pro Shop is ready to serve. The new Holiday Island Auto Tag was introduced in 1982. A partial view of Holiday Island during the winter of '82 and '83. '83 saw massive utility work in Unit 12. Unit 14 was also under construction. In June of 1983, clubhouse expansion plans were announced. Wood Run condominiums were completed in July. The Holiday Island campgrounds were well used during the summer of '83. Construction of the Holiday Island branch of the Bank of Eureka Springs was announced during 1984. And the Table Rock Landing timeshares were underway. Governor Bill Clinton visits Holiday Island. The last issue of the Holiday Island News was September of 1984. The first publication of the Holiday Islander was November of 1984. Plumbing Services Company has a new building. Christmas of '84 found the island bridge underwater. The Bank of Eureka Springs Holiday Island branch opens in the spring of '85. The clubhouse, with its new addition, has open house on August 18, 1985. The Holiday Island Medical Clinic was dedicated May 17, 1986. The clinic was located at 42 Woodsdale Drive. Deaton's Texaco opened mid-1986. The Holiday Island Ladies Golf Association was active in 1986. A 1987 Holiday Island Market milestone. Model homes on Fairway Place, 1987. The 9-hole golf course on the island opened August 29, 1987. May 1988 was the first edition of the Holiday Islander under E. Allen and Zelpha Long. 1988 saw Dave Baker named manager of the Holiday Island branch of the Bank of Eureka Springs. Tom and Joan Dahl began operating the Holiday Island Marina. Holiday Island's newest fire truck was located in the new fire station, which was dedicated June 18, 1988. Isla Real Estate opened in 1988. January of 1990, Tom Dees buys Holiday Island. We hope he's still happy about it. The bridge is underwater, May 1990. June 16, 1990 was the day of a WRBSA fish fry. This was at the present clubhouse location. Donna Douglas and Tom Dees prepare for the Donna Douglas Arts and Crafts Festival. Groundbreaking for Dove Circle Baptist Church, February 17, 1991. The Dove Circle Baptist Church was dedicated June 23, 1991. State Line Drive awaits a new bridge across Haddock Creek early in 1992. White River Valley Sportsmen's Association Ham Shoot, 1993. A 1993 Island Overview. September 3, 1993, the Sheriff's Water Patrol boat is christened. 1994 saw the opening of the new bridge. There is construction in the park at Holiday Island, 1995. The Washington Regional Medical Center will open in mid-1995. Many historic events are not included in this video because no accompanying pictures or artifacts were found. We hope you have enjoyed what has been presented. We encourage everyone to look at all of the displays.